reign supreme. Finest fellas living the dream. Take a bow. With metal hearts we'll never yield. In the virtual arena we own the field. People tune in watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas forever a child. With sweat on our brows we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take a bow. With metal hearts we'll never yield. In the virtual arena we own the field. In the virtual arena we own the field. In the virtual arena we own the field. In this realm we reign supreme. Finest fellas living the dream. In this realm we reign supreme. Finest fellas living the dream. In the spotlight they rise to fame. Finest fellas remember the name. Guitars blazing, they rock the scene. Streaming glory, living the dream. Charging up, can't bring us down. In the chaos, we're owning this town. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts will never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. People tune in watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild. Finest fellas, forever a child. With sweat on our brows, we won't back off. Together we rise, we'll never stop. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow.
Hey there guys, what's going on? It's Finest Fellas here. Welcome back to another live stream on the channel. If you bear with me just a few minutes, I didn't realize that my my phone capture wasn't going to cooperate with me today. So you just give me 2 seconds. I need to sort the phone out, and then we can get some actual camera footage going. How we all doing though? We've got Ryan and Steven in here. What's going on, you two? Nice to see ya. Okay, it wants to be difficult today. That's fine. Yeah, we want unlocked bitrate. We want 1080p with a non-breachable password. Create link. Right, go get the phone. Get off. Log in with the phone. Yay, technical shit. Yes, share camera. Yes, I would. Video source, back triple, no audio. And start. Put the power cable back in, put it back up on there. Alright, so we're having a bit of a rough start today, guys. And I will tell you something. My God, is it hot today? It is very, very warm, but not as warm as a lot of people are getting down in England at the moment. There we go. We got phone camera. Woo! We're making progress, people. We're making progress. Let me put my microphone up here. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? You might regret being able to see me, but here we go. We are live. We're liquid. Ryan's doing a car boot sale tomorrow to sell some of the old stuff. Money going towards your next project. Nice. You feel like the witch in the Wizard of Oz. I'm melting. Yes, I very much feel that as well, my dude. You can see me and hear me. Thank you very much, Ryan. Well, today, guys, when I say we, I mean me, are going to be doing the captain today. Okay, now I have changed my mind with the subassembly somewhat. I'm going to be putting the belt bits on the actual guy, and we'll just have to work around it. All right, that is what we're going to be doing. And then I have to figure out exactly how I want things to go. Let's get some background music going. Let me know if it's too loud or overbearing. And, I guess we just do as all good men do and go balls deep. I'm gonna start off by chucking him on my little holder. And then gluing that kind of loincloth thing with a sword and everything onto the actual guy. So what has everyone been doing? What's everyone up to? I am thinking about getting like a really shitty, cheap, like tablet or something to set up in front of me so I can monitor the chat right in front of me. Instead of having to look all the way over there, I can just have it like sat here somewhere. You know, I'm thinking about it. Like something really shit and cheap. Especially for the painting streams. Now, who else has seen the Ahsoka Season 2 trailer? Because I think it looks absolutely banging. Alright, it's pressed in there nicely. We'll just let the glue have a minute or two to actually do its thing. And then we will get painting. Let's have a little chat first of all. Am I a genius? Am I a genius? Steven is a genius. It's now official, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Give that man a cookie. Alderzone, hey, hi. How you doing? How are we doing today, Alder? You alright, mate? I am back once again in the world of miniature painting. And while we're waiting for that glue to do its thing, and whoa, I forgot how powerful that smell is. I'm just taking a look at the actual guy, which is this one that we're doing today. And so the shield is mostly gold and black. That'll be really easy to do. I'm not worried about that. The armor, so obviously all the power armor is red. He's using red on the kind of, what do you call that, lanyards. He's got black leather on the belt. Plenty of gold ornamentation with blood angels. That's going to be kind of tricky for me to freehand on the boot. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother with it. I mean, if we have the time over the next few streams, we will try. There's not a very good picture of that cape, though. I mean, let's have a look at the actual miniature. Because it looks like there's some black on that cape. But if I look at the actual cape, not so much. It seems to fold over. Oh, I see. I think the cape is black, right? I think the cape is black, because if you notice here, it kind of folds over on his shoulder. So I think the actual main cape is black, and this bit that folds over is the cream bit that we see there in the picture. What do you guys think? What are we thinking about that? Because if you see the picture just here, the cape is black, but then it kind of folds over, and you got that cream underneath bit there. What's everyone thinking about that? Ryan has been relaxing, been chatting with a mate of mine and my uncle, and they both seem interested in being orcs. Orcs. That's cool, man. At least you're getting more people into it. That'll be cool. Alder saying, oh yeah, all good, man. Excellent. Can my dino eat it? No. No, your dinos belong in Jurassic Park in a cage. Haha. Hey, Frankie, what's going on, dude? We're just waiting for the glue to dry for the miniature at the moment. I decided to not do the belt thing all these ornamental bits. I decided not to do that as a sub-assembly. I've just stuck them on. And we're going to get started here with the airbrush in just a moment. But yeah, at least I know what I'm doing now. It's a lot of golds, a lot of reds, a lot of blacks. So, not too taxing, thankfully. I say that. I haven't painted in about a month. How long has it been, guys? It's been at least a month and a bit, hasn't it, since I've done any actual painting. And all I can do is apologize for the absence of painting streams. You know, I had a massive burnout mentally, and it took me a while to get my headspace back to even be streaming at all. And for those of you that were there for the gaming streams, I really appreciate you all. You know, so it got me back into the swing of things a little bit easier. What I'm actually going to do as well is I'm going to put the power pack on. Now, I don't think that's his power pack. He has the Iron Halo. This is the one for the Librarian. I was going to do it separately, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put the power pack on as well. I think doing all this sub-assembly is going to be a bit more taxing than I actually want it to be right now. So just going to pop a bit of glue on there. And chuck on his power pack. Oh, I see why, because of the cape. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Because of the cape. No, we're going to have to do the power pack separately. Or do the power pack afterwards, because I want to get that cape done right. Okay, I see why I didn't do it now. Yep. Never mind. Never mind. Let's see, no need to apologize. Everyone needs a break. No apologize. Burnout is real. Burnout is real. The thing is, it wasn't just painting I got burnt out on. It was just everything. It was life, people. Just got burnt out of life. You know, let me turn this off. And I'm just going to do some quick maintenance on the tools, and we're going to get started here. I know it's a bit earlier than I had originally intended. I did originally say that we would get this started around 1700 BST. But if I'm perfectly candid with you all, I was a bit too excited and I wanted to get started, you know? Bear with me while I find my tools. They should all be right here somewhere. I don't think I put them away. Oh, I did put them away. Okay. For once, I was actually organized, because I sorted out this hobbying room quite a bit. I organized it. I put everything where they're supposed to go. Only to realize that I actually need to buy another set of shelves. Actually need to buy another set of shelves, because that one over there is not gonna do it. Oh my god, it's really friggin' hot. And I've got hot coffee like an absolute psychopath. That's what I need. A little spanner. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna do some tool maintenance and then we're gonna get started here. What has everyone been working on? Frankie, Ryan, Steven. Well, we know what Steven's been working on. He's been working on those diners. Alder, what have you guys all been doing? Okay, it's not a good sign, is it? Let's just loosen it a bit. Nice and squeaky. Exactly what you want to hear. Okay, and I do have a fresh batch of methylated spirits in preparation for this. Okay, I need... Where's the old little lid we used to use for this? So I'm just gonna get the nozzle off. Fucking hell. I'm gonna let that soak in there for a minute, and then we're gonna get started and start spraying some red. Now, I started with, I don't think it was Mephiston straight away. I think we started with Wazdaka. It was either that or Corn Red. I'm pretty sure it was Corn Red, actually, that we started with before. Nice dark red, and then we brought it up with Mephiston. Alright, yeah, you soak in there. And then, let me just get this old bit of tissue. And then we're just going to chill for a bit. good to have you back. Been a bit busy during the summer. Oh, tell me about it, dude. That's my kid now going back to school next week. And for like the last 4 weeks, I've had my kid over pretty much every day. And it's been really, really good, man. She celebrated her 6th birthday. What day are we on? This week? Monday on this week. So she had a really good time. She turned 6. And she had a swell time, dude. So yeah, I've been super busy over the summer holidays, which is another reason why I didn't get back into the painting stream sooner. I think it's a good reason, though. You know, you got to spend time with the family. Family always comes first, people. Always. There will be no exceptions to that. Whoa. Let's get that. Ugh. Let's see. Trying to save up as much as I can for my next models that I hope is before you get back to school. What's it you're saving up for, man? What have you got your eyes set on? Anything specific? Or just in general looking at models? There's my tweezers, they're over there. I know I organized. Sometimes I organize too well for my own good. Have you ever done that? You know, you organize everything and then you can't find a bloody thing? I find that I have an organized chaos and I can find everything just fine, you know? Okay. Let's get this little nozzle. We've got the Peruvian bean. What's going on, my dude? Welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another live stream with Finest Fellas. We're just doing some tool maintenance before we get started, Peruvian bean. We won't be long, mate. And it's a good thing we did, because this would not have worked. We would have had a malfunction really damn fast with this. Let's see. Now playing Crusader Kings 3 and put the stream on in the background. Hey, I appreciate the lurk, my guy. Crusader Kings 3, that's not one I've actually played. Is that the one that's kind of like Hearts of Iron sort of gameplay, is it? I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption roleplay servers. I've been doing a lot of Project Zomboid. I was actually thinking about picking up Hell Let Loose Vietnam now that it's out. I'm not entirely sure about it though, because I'm not sure I want to jump into it after only a few days of launch, but we'll see. Okay, let's put the whole thing back together. Frankie saying, Orc boys, and I built all my Orc vehicles, 6 Death Copters, a Warstrike, and a Squig Buggy. Mate, that's a miniature horde, that is, man. That's a lot of Orcs. Whoops. It's your birthday in 5 days. Indeed, sir. Have you got anything planned for your birthday? Or are you kind of like me, you just chill out, order a takeout, you know, just hang out? There we go. Nice and tight. That's what she said. Ba-dums. Primaris Aggressors. I have aggressors. I got 3 of them. They're a lot of fun to paint, dude. I think you'll like them. That is not the bit that goes there. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's this bit. Haha. Just testing you. Peruvian is painting himself, making either a what? Something abomination. I'll post in Discord when it's done. Fair enough, dude. I don't even know what the hell that is. Have I checked out the new Gears? What? E-Day. Gears of War E-Day. I'm buying that the day it comes out, mate. I am a Gears of War veteran. The only Gears of War I have not played was that, XCOM-like one, you know, Gears Tactics. That's the only one I didn't play. Same devs as Hearts of Iron, so similar kind of map and strategy game. Love me some Red Dead. Yeah, man, I've been playing the roleplay servers. Maybe going to Warhammer World. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, that's working fine. Perfect. So now, all we have to do is get started, man. Now, I did throw away the old tub that we used for spraying our excess crap into because it got a bit manky. Just a bit. Got a little bit manky. So we got a new one. Now, I'm pretty sure we started with corn red. And then, I'm pretty sure we went to Mephiston red. And then, I'm pretty sure we used Evil Sun's Scarlet. And I'm pretty sure we had Wazdaka in here somewhere. No, Wazdaka was for the leathers. That was for leathers. That wasn't it. No, I'm pretty sure it was these three. Because we started off really dark, and then we went lighter, and then we went really light. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's see. Ryan's gonna try and rack up enough points where I can play my first game. Do you have enough points for like a combat patrol or something? Let's chuck this through the mixer real quick. It might vibrate the phone, guys. I apologize. The open beta is out now between the 13th and 17th. Have a blast when you got time. It's great. Oh, is that through Steam, is it? Oh, you meant Pikachu in Armageddon. That honest to God, would be a nightmare. That would be a living nightmare. We're going for a like goal today as well, ladies and gentlemen. I want to try and get 15 likes if we can by the end of the live stream. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be going for. I'm thinking till about 5 or 6 p.m. So just a few hours, nothing too much for the first stream. You know, just enough to get all the base coats done. And then we're going to be going from there. Right, do I have a decent mixing brush? I did bin all my old brushes, so I might have to find a new mixing brush. Never mind, I still got one. I checked and I have 395 points. Yeah, you're a little bit shy, buddy. A little bit shy. Why not get a combat patrol and save up for one of those to add to your force? And that way you can play Combat Patrol at the Games Workshop to learn how to play the game. That's how I did it. Now, bear in mind that I haven't actually played Combat Patrol. Ooh, I'm sorry. I haven't actually played Combat Patrol since January. You know? So, I'm not sure how much has changed with the new edition. Open up. There we go. But, you know, maybe worth a look. And you're doing, Ryan, was it Orcs you're doing, or Space Marines? I forget. I think you did both, didn't you? You used both at one point. Because I'm pretty sure you had that starter kit with the Marines and the Gaunts, didn't you? It is way too warm in here for this today. It's actually really smart. I think I want to keep doing Space Marines. Space Marines! There you go. Yeah, man. Why not get yourself a Space Marine Combat Patrol? That way you can build it, paint it, have fun with it, and be able to play Combat Patrol at the same time. I found Combat Patrols really fun to build and paint, because they usually come with a couple of miniatures, a transfer sheet, and once they're even built, I'm pretty sure they don't need to be painted, but once they're built, you can go start playing. You know? It's still a bit liquidy. And it's a good way of adding forces to your growing army, or your legion, whatever it is you're building. So we should be able to get a good 2 coats out of this easily. And now I'm just going to test the consistency. It's a bit watery, but I'm going to test it anyway. Do I still have my test paper? I do. It didn't go very far. Nope, that's still way too watery. Quite a lot has changed with 11th edition. Okay. Like what? Walk me through some of the bits that have changed then, because I haven't really watched many battle reports since 11th edition started. You know, I've been too busy painting, and I've not really been interested in the game. You know, I was just focusing on the painting side of things. Much better. Okay. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, fellow nerds. So it begins. So make sure we can get a nice camera angle for this. Make sure my coffee's nowhere near. I don't want to be drinking red painted coffee. I'm just going to kind of go over the whole thing. Okay, it's still a bit liquidy. But make sure we hit all the armor. We're not too worried about the cape or anything like that. We just want to hit the armor. And nice, smooth covering. Maybe turn the pressure up slightly. Now it's going to be really important that I catch this underside here. Not sure how much of it you're going to be able to see on camera. But I need to get a nice even coat underneath. Try and get that armor plate just at the back. Might have to go in with a brush with some of these angles. Just get all the big surfaces done, like his shoulder, his arm. Get that helmet, the inside of the collar. Back of the helmet. Can't forget the back of the helmet. I will get that little bit of the power pack just here. See, I figured my aim with this airbrush would be so much worse because I've not used it in like a month. But it's not bad, is it? Still got it. Alright, now we just need to double down on some of these areas that haven't quite been blasted. Like this arm, for example. Get his fingies. Other side of his arm. Try and get his butt. Still plenty of paint. We're just going to keep going over until we get a nice solid finish over the whole dude. I'm not too worried about getting this detail on his, what do you want to call it? What's the polite way? Groin. If we want to be children, you know? Near his cod piece, we don't want to be getting too worried about that because that's not actually armor and it's not actually red. So I'm not too worried about focusing that. I just want to get sure all the armor gets this base coat nice and even. And I actually love the finish of this red. Once again, I'm going to make sure I try and get his butt. If I try and catch all the details I can of that, I might have to go a little bit close, lower my pressure slightly as I'm in here close. Don't want it to speckle and spatter. And make sure I just catch his feet proper. I did notice on the Ancient that we didn't quite catch his feet as much as I wanted to. I did look back over the video to see how my painting process went. Great advice from Stephen Cullen, by the way. Now look, bit of his elbow there we've missed. I will get to the chat in 2 seconds, guys. I'm not sure if the chat is popping off or not. Give me 2 seconds, and I will be right with you, boys and girls. Just want to get this bit done. I think that's pretty much all of it done now. Just making sure I haven't missed anything. On the inside of that arm there. The back of the collar. Looking good. There we go. Let's just leave that for a minute, leave it dry, and see if we missed anything, and get to the chat while we sit and chill for a sec. Steven, well, you can now declare your units as hidden on the battlefield. You gotta be fast. You've got to be fast with the dice now. What do you mean by that? What do you mean fast with the dice? Fast with the dice how? Yeah, I'm not sure if we're ever going to get the viewership back that we once had, but slow progress. Corn red, what a color. What an absolute color. I love it. Really, really cool. So I just need to touch up slightly on this arm. Got most of his butt done, which is great, if not all of it. It's the hardest part to get to. Okay, this bit needs actually pushed in a bit. So once this paint dries properly, I need to try and push that in. There's a bit of a gap there. And I don't want to do it just now with wet paint, so we'll just give it a sec. And I'll hold him there so you guys can see him. It means to roll everything together and not mess around with single dice rolls. Ah, okay. I understand now. That's cool. Okay. I mean, it really depends on your opponent as well. If you're just doing friendly games and you're both trying to learn how to play properly, I'm sure they wouldn't mind too much. But I guess it really depends on the person. Sure, but give me a second, guys. And snap it off. It's causing more issues than it needs to. Do that real quick, and then I'll put it back on. That's what it says in the rule book, because I want you to have... They want you to have fast games, which is fair. I get that. I mean, I think it's really up to you and your opponent. If you guys want to take your time and learn a game without stress or anything, I don't see the harm in that personally, but I guess it's subjective, isn't it? That's way too much glue. Subjectiveness at the end of the day. Making a nice big mess of this. nothing happened. Booyah. Alright, let's just give it a minute. You know what Games Workshop are like? All too well, my friend. All too well. They are, an interesting bunch at the best of times. And that's me being polite. They are a very interesting bunch. Okay, for some reason, that just don't want to stick together, do it? Alright, we're just going to hold this together for a while. Yeah, I don't know, Steven. My local Games Workshop isn't that bad. They're very patient, and they understand a lot of new people are coming together for the game. I don't know if that's changed since January. I'd sincerely doubt it. My local's pretty decent, to be fair. You know, they're considerate. They take their time to teach you. I do feel that they get slightly impatient, though. Like, if you're not getting it the first time, you know, if you're not getting the rule and you have to keep asking them, I think they do lose their patience quite quickly with that. Because for me, like, some things just don't stick, man. I don't know about anyone else, but for me, some of the rules just don't stick. Like this bloody shoulder piece is refusing to stick. Now, I'm not going to apply any more paint until that actually sticks together. Made a nice mess of that pauldron, didn't I? Yeah, see, look, it's just refusing. Stay. Actually, given how hot it is in here, I'm surprised it's not drying faster. Maybe it's the heat that's keeping it from drying properly. And I know that's counterproductive, but maybe it's heating the glue back up. Because it is swelting in here. Absolutely swelting. I'm just going to give this a minute, guys. I'm quite confident we'll get all the base layers done today, though. So we're going to use the same tactic we did before. We're going to finish with the corn red. Then we're going to do Mephiston as like a targeted zenithal. Is the idea we're going behind. Just making sure that shoulder bit sticks down proper because it's being somewhat of a pest. Free battle damage. There we go. All right, let's clean this out. With some water at first. Pull that back and make sure none of it's getting stuck in the brush. I'm going to have to remind myself to actually give this a proper clean once we're done here. Your Games Workshop hates me because my friend messed me around, not showing up when I was only trying to help him manage. Oh, I see, bud. I see. Well, they can't hold that against you, can they? Or at least they shouldn't. They shouldn't hold it against you. There we go. Let's move on to Mephistione. After I have some coffee. Okay, Mephiston Red. Chuck you through the mixer real quick. How many likes are we up to, guys? I want to get to 15 before we end this stream today. And we definitely got started a lot earlier than I had imagined. Only being coming up to 4 o'clock now. I know we were scheduled to only start at 5, but never mind. What can I say? I was eager to sit down and paint for a while. Just to chill out, nothing going on. Yeah, that's not right, Steven. That's not right, is it? I wouldn't tolerate that. But that's just me. Now, we're not going to need as much of this stuff, so only a couple of drops of that. And seal that before I knock it over to make a mess, because you know I will. You know I will. Finest likes to make a mess, doesn't he? There we go. Almost milky. Still a bit too wet. Now, we don't need as much of this. Use the test paper real quick. No, that's way too wet. Holy shit. Your mum got mad at them. Well, if my Games Workshop ever get like that with me, lend me your mum for a minute, mate, so I can send them in so she can have a word with them. But like I said, my Games Workshop is alright. They're not bad people. They're fairly patient for the most part. But I will be able to make that judgment once I go down there again. Alright, that should be good now. We will use the test paper once again, however. Yeah, much better. Alright. We're gonna targeted zenithal. And I do want to exaggerate the shin guard here a bit more. Only at the front though, not the back. I want to exaggerate this arm. Not touching the underneath. And the helmet here. Alright, let's let that dry for a sec so we can see what effect that has. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the gradient yet from the camera because it's going to be very subtle. It's very subtle with the camera. But we're going to build this up over a few layers. And then we will go and start doing the Evil Sun's Scarlet, I think. Is that what it's called? Where'd it go? Come here. Yeah, Evil Sun's Scarlet. And we'll work that up and make it nice and bright red. And if I remember correctly, we used a purple shade to make things a bit darker where it should be darker. And is it over here somewhere? Not Null Oil. Was it Druki Violet? Is that what we used? I think it was Druki Violet we used for our shades to make things just a little bit darker. Now, while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm just gonna spray his power pack. And once we get that all sprayed up, we'll let that dry as well. Doesn't matter too much about the bottom bit, thankfully. Lovely. The chat is nice and chill, nice and quiet, meaning I can just get on with my work. There we go. I think that's looking pretty neat. We've got light and dark reds in there so far. Now, I was going to do the Evil Sun Scarlet by brush and exaggerate the rest of it by brush. So I'm going to let this dry. We're going to clean this out. And we're going to start getting some of the other base coats down. That is the plan. Linus is going to get some brushwork done. Let's get some cleaner in there. Interesting smell coming off of that. Woo! Make sure none of the paint sticks to the side. And then I'll give this a proper clean after the stream. Lovely. Turn that off. Put this to one side so we don't spill it everywhere. Lovely jubbly. Right, same with that. Don't need that. Put that over there somewhere. Nothing going on in the chat. Perfect. Now, I think I'm gonna do the black bits next. How do I want to approach that? Decisiones. Get some kitchen roll. Oh, and I'm moving the camera, baby. Woo! There we go. Nope. Get up there. Alright. It looks just still a little bit wet, so we'll just leave it for a sec while I decide which of the blacks I'm going to go for. Now, what I usually do is I usually go for speed paint. I usually go for... is it Black Templar or Black Legion? One of the two. And I think I'm going to hold with that, actually. I feel a sneeze coming on. Oh, baby. Which turned into a yawn. Don't we love it? Oh dear. Sneezy finest. Right. Yeah, he's not looking bad, is he? Yeah, let's do the blacks. So I'm thinking, move this out the way, almost dropped my camera. That's a good move, finest. Solid effort, mate. That's Leviathan purple. I never did pick up another pot of that, did I? Black Legion. I don't think there's anything left in this pot. There is, but it's like minuscule, so we might as well just finish it. Alderzone looking good. He's getting there, isn't he, mate? He's getting there slowly. I've got the two reds down, and I'll apply the final red highlight and build that up with shadows and stuff later on. But for now, I am going to get started with the blacks. I'm not sure if this is the brush I want to use for it. soon find out in a minute. Now, let's see if all of my brush stroke skills have died. Because that was one thing I did pride myself on, was brush control before. And I won't lie to you guys, it's been a while. It has been a few minutes. Where did we actually get to last time we were doing this sort of thing? I think we were starting to do a lot more edge highlights and volumetric highlights, I think. So we're going to have to keep up with that and try our best to continue with that theme. Now, we've got to be very careful with the surrounding reds. Not putting too much on my brush. And just hit the underside here. I do need to get a bit closer to that shield. It's a bit of overspill, but it's okay because that's going to be gold. These bits are black. I'm not too worried about overspill at the moment, as long as it's not on the armor. Like there. I don't want that going on the armor. But anything that's going to be gold, I'm not too worried about. I mean, we're still got to try and keep as neat as we can. It's way too much on that brush. I feel like I've got to retrain my eye, though, to look out for where the details start and stop. Wearing my glasses would be a big help for that. Okay. Here, for example. Like I said, if it goes on places where it's meant to be gold, I'm not too stressed out about it. But we will try and maintain brush discipline. Alder's saying it's looking good. Thank you. Yeah, don't like this brush. Get rid of that. This is a really small detail brush. That's not the one. I need something with a good point on it. This has a point on it for now. Now watch the armor. It's fine. Hit the edge. Can't be shy though. We need to make sure that the bits that are meant to be black are black. There we go. Now that's part of the knee pad, so don't touch that. Way too much. Hit this side. Lovely. Right. How about the Doing the back end of that is going to be a nightmare. Bear with me while I do this bit, guys, because you're probably not going to be able to see it on the camera. Because it's right up his arse. But I'm doing the back side of those lanyard, well, not lanyard, the crotch bits. I'm not even sure what to call these. Just gotta be very careful not to hit any of the armor. And that is going to be a constant phrase throughout all of my painting of Space Marines ever. Now, again, you probably can't see what I'm doing in there, but I am doing the back end of it. And I would rather prioritize getting it done right than getting it caught on camera. This heat is absolutely insane, though. How hot is it for everyone else, where everyone else is in the world? I mean, we're almost over for summer. The last day of this month is the last day of summer, according to the calendar. And I'm not gonna lie to you, boys and girls, I'm really looking forward to that cool air to come in with the autumn. Actually, didn't cock that up. Lovely. Need some light in there. Oh, I did miss a bit though. That's where the tongue starts coming out, is you know when shit's getting real. When you start sticking your tongue out for it. Lovely. Right. Logan, what's going on, my guy? Welcome. How are we today, Logan? You doing well? You having a good day? Alright. Just gonna touch up these bits that we couldn't get with the other brush. Lovely. Right. Now the whole cape is going to be black. I'll use a bigger brush for that. I need to see what other bits are black with this. Alright, pretty much his whole right foot. Well, left foot, but right in perspective. This bit of the lanyard is black. More moisture on my brush if possible. I want the brush to glide over the model and to deposit the paint. There we go. It's just so hot in here, guys, so your paint is going to dry up on your brush a lot faster, especially in this kind of heat. Doing the back of this lanyard. That's the sword. Whoops. How's the music volume for everyone? Can you guys hear it okay? does it need to be turned up a little bit? Bam, 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 bam. Wow, wow, wow. Not the time to get an itchy nose. Ember Kitten's here. Hello. How art thou? You have caught me painting my toy soldiers. And so far, it's going pretty good. If I do say so myself. Now, there is some of the undersuit that you can see. I'm not 100% confident we're going to be able to hit those spots, though, without making a mess of the armor. What do you guys think? Do you think it's worth trying to hit the undersuit that we can see? And we can probably hit this one. Without making too much of a mess. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Mandalorian music. Did anyone actually go and see Mandalorian and Grogu, the movie? I ended up not going in the end. I figured it would be better to wait and watch it at home. Spider-Man, though. I really want to go see Spider-Man. Spooderman. Been here, just been lurking. Well, pleasure to have you. You know, don't feel shy about hitting that subscribe button and the like as well. Try and grow my channel a little bit so I can become monetized once again. Because I am no longer monetized by YouTube. The YouTube gods have cursed me. So as many people as we can get watching, guys, as many likes and subscribes as we can get, and I would much appreciate it. Now, there are going to be small areas where we have to touch up on the red, but it's not too bad. Don't think I'm ever going to get rid of those orcs, my guy. Mate, if I collected orcs or had any inkling to do more orcs, I would buy them off you, mate. I would. But I just don't see myself doing orcs properly. Especially because I've got, like, the Tyranids left to finish. I've got a whole other box of Space Marines to do. Titus. I've got Calgar, you know, I've got so many miniatures to do. And then all the Star Wars stuff I want to buy. You know, I just don't think I'd ever get around to doing orcs properly, mate. Otherwise, like I said, I would definitely buy them off you. Took the kids to see Spider-Man, pretty good. Not sure how I feel about the movie's bad guy. Who is the bad guy? Because apparently there's like Scorpion, not Scorpion, sorry. Doc Ock is supposed to be in it, apparently. I don't know. I don't know that much about the movie. But I do want to go watch it. I think that's most of the blacks, apart from the cape. Now, I do need to do his boot. I need to do this foot in black. And I'll be honest, guys, I don't know if I want to. I don't think I'll be able to freehand the flames properly. So I'm maybe going to leave that till last. Forgive me or not, it's entirely up to you, but I don't think I'm going to bother. Now, his shin, or his knee pad, sorry, over here is kind of black. If we go and check the picture, hang on, let me just... If we check over here, his knee is black with a golden skull on it. That's probably a transfer for the skull. Well, at least I hope it's a transfer. Maybe. Maybe? I don't know. I hope it's a transfer. Let's take a look at the transfer sheet. Does anyone see any golden skulls on here? I see white skulls, not golden ones. They're not expecting you to freehand that shite, are they? It's not sculpted in. And I'm not seeing it here on the decal sheet. Oh my. Yeah, well, that's not happening. I might have to put a white one down. Don't want to ruin it. You'll have to find out halfway through. I mean, you can ruin it for me, but I honestly don't mind. I'm probably not going to end up watching it anyway. Well, if his kneecap is black, I don't mind doing the kneecap black. And then I'm going to have to use a slightly bigger brush and start getting some base coats on the cape. Try and keep this as neat as possible, though. The paint is drying so fast on the model with this heat. That's the thing, it's not great weather for it. You just have to be very careful, but I think we got really good coverage there on the first try. So I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I'm going to start getting some base coats on the cape. Cobalt has arrived! You've just finished laying bricks. Man's hard at work, man. Man's hard at work. How you doing? Okay, so... that is way too much. It's going to take a few coats to get the cape done right, guys, so just trust the process on it, alright? Trust the process. We're definitely going to have to do some dry brushing with this cape, though. We're gonna have to layer it properly. And I'm not gonna go back and mess with the paint that's already drying, because like I said, it's really damn hot in here today, and this paint is drying rapid. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some messy base coats down, and we will just layer it up until we get a nice, smooth finish. So trust the process. It's gonna look kind of ugly for the first couple of coats. Does anyone else get that? You know, when you're doing your models, you put a base coat down and it's kind of patchy and you're like, ew, gross. But then you do a couple more layers and like, that's not bad. Am I the only one that does that? I hope not. But yeah, with how fast this paint is drying, I don't want to agitate it when it's drying. Just have to keep applying moisture to my brush because this is insane how fast this is drying. And actually, doing this cape is going to be amazing practice for when we get around to doing the Star Wars stuff, because a lot of the Sith figures have these black capes going on. So if we can really nail this with the dry brushing and highlighting, we'll be looking pretty good. I mean, it's not a secret by now, guys, knowing that I want to get on to start doing Star Wars Legion miniatures. We will not always be doing Warhammer on the channel. Yes, there's going to be plenty of Warhammer every once in a while, but I am not dedicating all my painting to just Warhammer. There are so many amazing miniatures out there in the world that I'd love to be able to paint. And Warhammer do some amazing ones, nobody's going to doubt that. But Star Wars Legion, Star Wars Shatterpoint, you know? Amazing sculpts. I'm gonna be kind of careful here. So that comes right up to the shield. And this goes right up to the back of the helmet. Very careful. I will check the chat in just a moment, people. I promise. I promise I will. I just need to get this base coat done. Ideally, without hitting any of the red armor. Some more light on this. Alright, I'm just going to move it away from the camera for 2 seconds. I just need that light there. So close to the helmet. You're building your Eldar Rangers. They have sniper rifles. Nice. You hate layering, but also kind of love it. Yeah, it's one of those things we hate and love at the same time. Steven, everyone has their way. That's absolutely true. Star Wars music. Copyright-free, lo-fi Star Wars music, yes. But I think that's it finishing here in just a minute, because it's not a very long one. The goal here is to get a nice, smooth black on the cape. Somebody do me a favor and check how many likes we've got so far. We're going for 15 today, guys. We're going big for our first stream back. We're going big. 15 likes is the goal. Now, we'll be able to add more depth and interest to this cape later on when we get to the highlighting stage, but all we're doing today, guys, is base coats. That's all we're doing. Nothing more, nothing less. Somebody outside feels the need to honk their horn. I would much appreciate it if they did not do that. Gave me a small jump scare, and I'm doing stuff. And things and stuff and stuff and things. You can't do Star Wars Legion because then I would have to build a 100 million clone army. I think you would get tired of painting clones after your first 100 or 200. I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. Frankie, we're at 12. 4 left to go. Hell yeah. I got gloss black to try on the joints of your Marines. Ooh. Gloss black. Wait, gloss black. What brand is that from? That's an interesting color. How is that playlist still going? Is that on loop? It was only an hour long. I'm not sure what we're going to be able to put on next, guys, because it all has to be copyright-free music. I'm not sure what color we're going to base coat the rest of this cape, by the way. You know the other side of it? Not a clue. I'll figure something out. There we go. Just about done with that. Got a nice, solid finish now. It's very glossy, but don't worry about that. That'll get dulled down a lot in upcoming stages, but that is pretty much all the black's done. I think the next logical stage to go to is the golds, because there's just an absolute smeg ton of gold in this damn miniature. A smeg ton. Like, everywhere you bloody look, there's gold bits. Actually, let's finish the cape first. Let's finish the cape. I've got to decide what color to do it in, though. Hayden! What's up, dude? Just stopping by to say hi while on my way to work. Have fun with today's stream, dude. See ya. Ah, thanks very much, Hayden. I hope you have a good shift, my guy. Safe travels, my friend. Right, let's start thinking bright cape colors. I'm thinking the off-whites, personally. Maybe a bony color? Because I want to use Rakarth flesh on the purity seals. And I don't want it to be the same color as the purity seals. I'd rather do something a bit different for the underside of the cape. Let's have a look. I'm going to stand up here for a second, eh? Let's see. We could go with... We've got the Shanty Bone. We've got Screaming Skull. We've got Pallid Witch Flesh. I think it might be a bit too light. Xandri Dust is a bit too dark from what I'm after. Where's that Rakarth flesh? The Flayed One flesh. I'm gonna pop these down here. Don't need that one anymore. Get rid of that. Get rid of Fisty Honey. Don't need Gazdak either. Don't need that. Where's my Rakarth flesh? This Cadian flesh tone. Kislev. It's here somewhere. Xandri. Xandri. I've got 2 Xandris for some reason. Bugman's Glow. Where the hell is my Rakarth flesh? Wraithbone. Wraithbone could be good. Ooh, I might use Wraithbone. No idea where my Rakarth flesh has gone now. interesting. Where's it gone? Look at your Discord DM. I gave you something to fill in until you find what to use after. Okay. No problem, thank you. Where the bloody hell is the Rakarth flesh? I've organized everything so well, I can't find anything. Everything was much better when I had an organized chaos. Because, yeah, look, we've got Ushabti, Screaming Skull, Flayed One, Wraithbone. But where's my Rakarth? I don't even know what the bloody hell a Rakarth is. Deathclaw, Scrag, XB88, Gulthor Brown, Kislev, Tau Light Ochre, whatever the hell the color that is. Pallid Witch Flesh. That's another Wraithbone for some reason. I can't find Rakarth flesh anywhere. Rhinox Hide, Doombull, Balor Brown, Deathcore Drab. Where in the seven hells is that one little tub of paint I'm looking for? I have no idea. It's not over there for some reason, is it? It's not a technical paint, so it shouldn't be. That's all my contrast paints. It should be over here. It's all the purples, reds, greens, browns. It should be over there, but I can't find it anywhere. I'm getting really bugged by this. I've definitely not picked it up. It's not on my workspace here. Very interesting. It's not been put here accidentally, has it? These are my, like, really old manky paints I might just throw out, to be honest. No, it's definitely not been put there. I found it! Oh my god, I found it! It was in the manky pile for some reason. Urgh. Stupid. Stupid. Finest is dumb. You heard it here first. Finest fellas cannot keep track of his own paint. Let's chuck that through the mixer real quick. I'm gonna do Wraithbone, I think. Right, Cobalt? Right, mate. Best way to be sometimes. Organized chaos. Okay. Let's do the scoopity scoop. I end up using a fair bit of this. On the old wet palette. Get that down to a nice consistency. And we'll just begin layering up this sucker. It's gonna take a while. So strap yourselves in, boys and girls, because this step is going to take a while. And that dried so damn fast. There we go. That's the end of the music just as I've started a new painting phase. Don't you just love it? Yeah, this is going to take several layers to really come out properly. But all we can do for now is give it that one original manky layer. And it's going to look horrible to start with, guys. Just got to be a little bit careful on the edges here. Okay, let's get that music going. This one looks interesting. Non-copyright tavern. I'm going to copy and paste that in there. Alright, let me know if the audio bounce is good for that one. We got Phoenix A. What is my favorite chapter? The Ultramarines. We are Ultramarines here. We like the Space Smurfs. We like our boys in blue. The Ultramarines. My close second, though... That sounds like Lord of the Rings. Close second would be the Blood Ravens. With Gabriel Angelos. We do love our boys in blue, though. How about yourself? What's your favorite chapter? What do you think of Andor? Season 1 was great. Season 2 started off pants, but ended great. Give you 3 different types of lo-fi copyright-free music for you. Thank you! Thank you so much! Besides being from Manchester, what does manky mean? So manky is just something that's not very nice. It's kind of untidy and gross. That is my understanding of the word manky. So like this base layer, for example. It's going to look horrible and manky. Because of the type of paint we're using. And with the heat. But once I layer it up, give it 3 or 4 good layers, get nice and solid. It's all about the process, guys. I'm not worried about going over onto the black. It's more the red I'm concerned about. Phoenix, my favorite chapter is the Lamenters because of their sheer bad luck. Yeah, fair. Valid. This sounds very Lord of the Rings to me, and I love it. Is anyone else getting Lord of the Rings vibes? The paint is just drying so damn fast on my brush because of this heat. I have to keep an eye out on my wet palette as well. I might have to rehydrate it soon. I'm surprised there is not sweat dripping off the top of my head. Smooth, thin layers, guys. That's what it's all about. Ah! Drop my brush. Almost threw that on the bloody model. Finest fellas throws brushes. You heard it here first. But yeah, that's what we're doing, guys. We're just doing nice, thin layers. I don't mind spending the time building up the layers. Because I've had great experiences in the past models I've done building up layers of paint. I always find if you're patient enough with this hobby, and if you can work through the ugly stages of the miniature, you'll usually end up with much better work. Now, I am not an expert painter by any stretch of the imagination. I know many people in my friend group that are much better than me. But I find my style to just build layers nice and slow. It works for me. What's everyone else's technique for that? Does everyone else do slight thin layers, or do you prefer thicker layers? What's everyone's preferred style for building up a nice solid color? Everyone's got their own way, so I'm very interested to hear what everyone else's approach is. Can my dino eat them? No! No. No dinosaurs. No. Very careful not to hit the armor here. I'm going to need the paint to flow a bit smoother than that. Now, pardon me, it might not get much of this on camera, guys. I'm prioritizing getting this done right. I am very curious to hear what everyone else's approach is. I'm at 10 likes. Only 10? Oh. We need 15, boys and girls. 15 likes, please. Is the like goal for today. We're also working our way back to be able to become a YouTube monetized channel once again, people. I didn't realize me and Chaplin were talking about it about a week ago now. Is the music too loud for anyone else, or is it just me? Let me know if I need to turn the music down, people. Chaplin and I were talking about it, and he was asking me how come I don't have super chats or anything on my channel, and I said, I do. I've had it for years, mate. And he pointed out to me, he's like, no, you don't. And I was like, okay, let me go check. And I've been demonetized by YouTube because I was inactive on YouTube for a long time when I went off to go do my Twitch thing. So we're working our way back up very slowly. Darkside Daz. Afternoon, fellas. Nice to see you painting and streaming again. Yes, hello. How are you, sir? Yeah, back painting. I've been doing gaming streams for a couple of weeks now again, just to get back into the swing of things. But you are right, sir. I am once again doing painting streams. Because in my time off of doing all the painting, I've managed to organize this hobby room / gaming room. And I just realized how many miniatures I had just sitting there waiting for some love. So I felt the kick up the arse to sit down and get the brush on the model. But how have you been, man? Kittens, I sat down either a pink or coral base for warmer spots. For a colder base, I would do white or gray depending on the next color. Then for the deeper spots, I would do green or dark tan. Then the layer after that would be considered what most people would normally do, the main color of the figure. Then I would do details, shadows, but that is for porcelain and canvas. I have never painted minis. Well, at least you're painting. Ah! At least you're painting something. It doesn't have to be miniatures, you're still painting. Technically still part of the community. Thing is with painting miniatures, it's in the name. It's miniature. Everything is really damn small. You know, so it can be quite challenging sometimes just because of the scale you're working at. Sometimes I feel that painting on a larger scale would be much easier. Alright, we're going in with the second layer over on this side. Thankfully, the weather is allowing the paint to dry very quickly. Blessings and curses, people. Now, plenty of moisture in that wet palette, we're fine. Doing fine. Oh, for sure, kitten. No problem. Not a problem. Oh, kitten, I was on Ebon Ridge earlier on, by the way. The fishing has been nerfed so heavily. It's nowhere near as lucrative as it used to be. Nowhere near as lucrative. It's insane. My phone is getting spammed. Somebody is spamming me! And I don't know who it is because I can't actually see my phone. Frankie, I like thin layers. Some colors get glossy and hydroponic with lots of thin layers, though. Occasionally, I need to spray some matte varnish to kill the shine, but thin layers looks best. I agree. Darkside saying it's been too hot for painting, though. Here in the Midlands, we have 36 degrees. Oh, man. I don't even know what the temperature is here, man. I'm up on the northeast coast of Scotland, and I don't want to gross anyone out right now, but my t-shirt is soaked at the back. It's absolutely soaked. I am sweating. I'm surprised it's not dripping off my forehead. Yeah, it is really, really damn hot. So, dark side, I'm assuming you are in the United Kingdom, such as myself, right? Just a big assumption by you saying Midlands. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Okay, starting to get a nice smooth coat on this side. We're getting there slowly. Thing is, we more just hang out on streams and you guys just watch me paint. I know that when I'm doing these excessive layering techniques, it's not always the most entertaining to watch. But I like to hang out and just have a chat with everyone. It has been a while since I've been a part of this side of the community. I know that not a lot of people enjoy watching my gaming streams. I'm gonna do them anyway. But, you know, I know a lot of people prefer to just watch the painting side of things. Based in... Oh, my pronunciation, mate. Worcester. It was you, Kitten, was it? Kitten spamming me. Boop. But yeah, so I like to say, by the way, Darkside, to some Americans that I know, in some roleplay servers, right? They're like, I don't understand how you British people complain about the heat. You know, it's not that hot. And I have to try and remind them, it's like, you have to bear in mind how our buildings are designed. They are designed to trap heat. Our buildings are designed for cold weather. So, you have to bear in mind that obviously our buildings are heavily insulated and are designed to trap the heat in. So when it's hot outside, it makes the hot inside as well, or the inside hot as well, and it doesn't let the heat out. It stays fucking hot. A lot of Americans don't seem to understand that concept. So yes, the British folk are complaining it's hotter than the Seven Hells because we live in literal ovens. Literal ovens, my friends. It's not just hot, it's mega hot. I'm sure my fellow Brits will back me up on that. Kitten has air conditioning here. I have to have it due to the humidity being 100% and temperature being 23°C. Oh, mate. That's the worst. Alder, I think I've said before, it's like painting together at the Warhammer store as a kid, just comfy. Except I'm gaming instead of painting right now. Which is fair. What was it you were playing, mate? You said the Hearts of Iron strategy-like sort of game. The medieval one, right? How's that going? How's that campaign going for you? You winning? We're starting to get a nice thin layer slowly here, guys. Slowly and steady. I wish I had this kind of painting technique when I did my old guardsmen. Imagine how good my guardsmen would have looked if I had taken this much time and care with them. Because my old guardsman, I literally slapped that paint on. I didn't give a fuck. I just slapped it on. I was like, done! Behold Imperial Guard. Try not to mess up that red armor too much, though. I don't mind having to go back with some Mephiston to clean up bits and bobs, but we'll clean up where we can. Let's see. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so I'll just call you 1127, mate. How about that? Blood Angel. Sort of. Blood Angel / Blood Raven hybrid. sort of paint scheme. 23 is cool compared to the recent weather. Yeah, totally. The only really badass chapter. Talking about heat, right? Yeah, we're talking about a lot of heat right now. Oh, fair enough, kitten, yeah. Crusader Kings 3, about to overthrow my liege after 3 generations. Took a while because you started as a small lord. That sounds great, man. Definitely sounds like my cup of tea, for sure. But yes, 1127. So it's kind of Blood Angels, but I'm doing them a little bit darker than what you would expect a Blood Angel to be. Blood Angels are quite bright most of the time with their armor. I'm doing them just a little bit darker. I did want to do Blood Ravens, but I don't have any Blood Raven decals, and I'm not about to go and spend all the money on them. So I decided I would do kind of like a hybrid armor. And what we're doing at the moment, mate, is today's stream, we're just doing base layers. We're not doing any highlights. We're not doing any depth. We're not doing any shadows. Just base layers. And what I'm trying to do right now is use a thin layering technique on this cape to make sure I get a nice solid color with Wraithbone. And since the heat is so hot, who'd have thought, right? Heat being hot. Since it's so hot in here, the paint is drying so fast with these thin layers that I can just continue to build it up in one area. Blessing and a curse. And that's all I'm doing right now. I'm just building up the cape. Whilst we're all hanging out having a chat. This music's pretty good though. It's a really good recommendation. Thank you very much. Now, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do as a highlight color to this. I'm not sure I want to use any washes on this cape. What I think I might try and do is false shadows. And just apply highlights. And if I do use any washes, they will be very, very thin and only in the recesses. Because to get this almost solid finish for this cape has taken a while. We've been sat doing this easily for 20 minutes on this cape. But we've almost got a nice solid finish. Almost. We're almost there. You want to play Bellwright? Mate, Bellwright looks sick. I've never been able to play it. My problem is, right, I don't have the friends to play a lot of these co-op games. Like, I'm the type of guy that plays Helldivers solo and joins random folk. So we just got this last section of cape here we need to do. One section I haven't been giving a lot of love at all. That's Chaplin doing an announcement for his lot. Alright, wait for that to dry before I start messing with that. I'm actually really happy how this is turning out. Yeah, it takes some effort to sit here and slowly layer up a certain color, but I love the finish. You know when your work finally starts revealing itself? That's what I like. When it all starts coming together. Like, we started off and that was patchy as fuck. And I know the back bit is, I'm still working on that. But see that front bit? Pretty smooth now. All one smooth. Here in Big D, supposed to have 38 Celsius for the next 7 days. To hell with that, dude. To hell with that in a handbasket, mate. I've just put a load of Citadel paints into dropper baubles, which is a pain in the butt to do, but thinking of getting some army paints or fanatic paints. I've got some of the 2.0 speed paints But I too am wanting to get my hands on some army painter. I've heard some really good things. Actually, I do have some of their Fanatic range. I have the metals from the Fanatic range. I've got the Shining Silver, Gun Metal, I've got Gilly Dew, Greedy Gold, Bright Gold, and a few others over there in the corner. I've got their metals. The metals are really solid, mate. Absolutely love the metals. Once I've applied this layer, let me show you the ancient I did for this box. And that was, all the metals for that one were done with Army Painter metals. Hang on, let me show you. Alright, see this one? All the metals on this guy were done with Army Painter metal. So I find the Army Painter metals very good. And then the same for the Chaplain. The Chaplain's a bit of a darker color. And the Chaplain as well was all done with Army Painter metal. And he turned out really good, I think. All the metals were done with Army Painter. Now, you're going to have to forgive the highlights, because I am brand new to doing highlights. But I think it turned out pretty well. I've been experimenting a lot with highlighting, because a lot of my old work didn't have any highlighting at all. I didn't do any highlights. I thought, what's the fucking point? But I did start experimenting with those characters. And I've kind of made a decision now that when it comes to characters, I will do that extra mile. I'll get the highlights in and try and make it look a bit more special. But when it comes to like rank and file dudes, nah. Let's see what everyone's saying while I have my coffee. Kitten saying, "Play with me. I will be the base bomb." You can go out and fight and kill bandits and armies. I'll do the research and building and supplying and stuff. Why do you get the fun part? Digging the elm on that guy, it's got all the command doodads on it. Yeah, it does. Mulder, I love answering distress calls in Helldivers 2. Drop in guns blazing and save them or fail miserably. You had a man just like myself, Alderzone. Deploy my MG machine gun and go raw for Super Earth! And then see if they're still alive afterwards. Oh, everyone seems to appreciate the models. I much appreciate that, guys. I'm not very proud of my models. You know, I'm still very new and still very crap at doing models, but I appreciate it. Alder saying nice, we've got 1127, that's pretty epic. Kitten saying wow, dark side. Nice, I'm ordering some metals tonight, love the gold. So hang on, before you order anything, I ordered the, this one. This is the one I ordered from Amazon. It came with all the metallics, and it's really, really good. Those are the ones it has on the back. So, rough iron, red copper, true copper, weapon bronze, greedy gold, bright gold, cobalt metal, shining silver, plate metal, and gun metal. And they are really, really solid. However, do not use them on a wet palette. Use them on a dry palette, because I made the mistake of using it on my wet palette, and the paint fell apart really, really damn quickly. Okay, so use a dry palette. Is my friendly advice. Shakes head with damn. Thank you. Lovely lenses on that Chaplain. I had a lot of help with that, by the way. Kitten, we need to share his live a bit. Let's get some more likes here. I don't mind. I get the fun, easy parts because I suck at fighting. Me too. Steven, but my dinos are fast. Yes, they are. And their stats are disgustingly good. Nobody will deny that, Steven. Those dinos are scary. Right then, I think that's had enough time to dry. Let's give it another layer where it needs it. So, as you can see, from what I've done to what I've got now, this miniature has a long way to go. He's not getting done in one stream. He's probably not even getting done in 2. He'll probably take me around 3 streams to get done. As a heads up for everyone. It's going to take me about 3 streams to get him done. Let's come back in. Thoughts on Doomsday? I don't know. The trailer is cool enough and everything, but I haven't enjoyed Marvel since Infinity War. I thought Ironheart was a massive dose of shit. Captain America and the Winter Soldier was pretty good. What was the one with that, like, Hawkeye replacement with the lass, with the bow? That one was alright. The Spider-Man movies, always solid. No complaints about the Spider-Man. I loved the one with, all the Spider-Man, though. That was solid. But as a whole, I haven't really thought much of Marvel since Infinity War. So I don't know what to think about Doomsday. I need to sit down and watch it, because that'll be the best way for me to judge it, guys. My only issue with Marvel has been that they tried to go the comedy route. They tried to make everything funny. Unnecessarily funny. You know, and it didn't land very well, at least not in my opinion. So, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. What about everyone else? What's everyone else's opinion? Now, bear in mind, guys, if you guys have differences of opinions, just be adult about it and agree to disagree on things, alright? We don't want any argument in the chat. If you have difference of opinion, just agree to disagree. Because life would be boring if we all had the same opinion. Ah, oh, Smeg. I got that on the armor. No! No! Save the armor! Okay, I'll have to clean that up with Mephisto. Damn it! Got really careless there. I think I'm almost done with the Wraithbone, guys. Just a couple of more bits that need a touch-up. And I don't mind going back and correcting with the black. I just need that solid base coat for the Wraithbone. And we're almost there. It's just that one bit at the back which is still drying. We're almost there, guys. Cobalt metal looks cool. Might just try it for my namesake. I want to see a Cobalt Marine. Hell yeah. Cobalt Marines, let's go. Spider-Man is the only good Marvel since Endgame. I agree. Although the, Multiverse of Madness, is that what the one where Strange fights, Scarlet Witch? That was pretty good. I like that one. No, I agree, 1127. I agree. Kate's not seen much of Marvel, it's fair enough. Punched out after Winter Soldier, haven't seen anything past that, fair. Correcting with dark color is easier anyways. Exactly. I don't mind correcting with the black. I just need this back bit to finish drying so we can get that sorted, because I've got all the gold still to apply. I'll probably get started on the sword metal. I'm not sure how I want it to go yet. But we've got a lot of gold to do. The eyes I usually finish for a last detail. I want to get the base coats for the purity seals done. Once all the golds are down, it'll look very saturated, okay? I find the base layering process is usually the ugliest bit, because they're just base layers. Once you get some washes on there, once you get some shading, highlighting, and all the rest of it, especially with the metals, it'll look much better. It'll look far better. I just need need this to hurry up and dry. Because that's still patchy as all hell. Almost. Every day I'm layering. Yeah, I think with the cape, I'm going to do false shadows. For sure. I think it'll look much better that way. Alright, some areas where it's dried a little bit thin. As a whole, though, it's looking really good. We just need to get those last bits done. Cobalt's moved away from the movie universes, just more artistic films now. That's fair. Cobalt Marine, extra crunchy for my dinosaurs. Steven, come on now. We get it. You've got dinosaurs, dude. We get it. We understand. Dinosaurs go rawr. Yeah, okay. Golds are definitely next. Just one more or two more attempts to get this patchiness sorted. How many boxes did you end up getting of that, by the way, Steven? How many boxes of the dinosaurs did you get? Wasn't it like 3 or 4? Boxes! Oh, mate. How many dinosaurs is that in total for you to paint up? What kind of color scheme are you going for? Are you still sticking with, like, the, emerald green scheme for the Eldar, but how about the dinosaurs? What color are you going for them? You like being a dinosaur when you're not playing alone? Yeah, I get that. Yes, it will definitely come in handy when you're doing your Necrons, for damn sure. Absolutely. I need some water. Oh, so thirsty. Excuse me. But yeah, man, no worries, Darkseid. Anytime, like, ow! Anytime. Just hit my elbow. Dinos you don't know yet. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I'm now doing the patient thing. I'm waiting for paint to dry. So what other things do people play? What's everyone else playing at the moment video game-wise? For me, I dabble in War Thunder, World of Warships, Red Dead Redemption's roleplay servers, bit Helldivers. I'll be picking up Hell Let Loose Vietnam shortly. I'm going to give it a few more days just to sort out their launch, and and then I'll be picking that up. Or any upcoming games anyone's looking forward to, anything like that? Kitten plays World of Warships. Nice. I suck at World of Warships, but I like playing it. I just like to go pew, pew, pew. Right, I'm going to start moving on to the metals now. I'm going to chuck that through the mixer. I know it has a mixing ball, but the mixer anyway. You should pick up Bell right. Nah, I'm alright, thanks. Steven's got 15 dinosaurs. Mate, just a couple then. Just a few dinos, holy crap. You're looking forward to Nemo? What's that? Never heard of that one. Never heard of that one. What's that game about? Let's get started on the gold. So, all these little things down here are gold. Just gotta be very careful with this. It's like Pokemon or Pal World. Oh god, no. I refuse to play Pal World. I lost interest in Pokemon when they started adding so many different types. Like when I was a kid, there was like, there was like 151 or something around that number. Like the newest Pokemon they added was Mew and Mewtwo. That was the Pokemon generation I loved. And then they ruined it by adding all these extra Pokemon. In my opinion, anyway. Probably a very unpopular opinion with the Pokemon community, but never mind. I've got to be very careful with this gold. We cannot hit the armor with this. This gold will finish very bright, but we will dull it down later with washes and then apply highlights afterwards, guys, alright? Trust the process. Let's get the back end of them done. Not that anyone's really going to be looking at the back, but just in case somebody does. Definitely not going to be highlighting the back end of this, though. That's for damn sure. Let's see, the closest I get to playing video games is watching your RDR2 streams. Fair enough. You're not scaring in any way, kitten. Don't be daft. Hey, Swiggy, what's going on, my guy? That looks sick. My friend's dad got the Armageddon box and an Old Dawn of War box. Oh, no way. That's amazing. He got the Dark Angels, I think. Dark Angels! Let's go. My friend knows nothing about Warhammer and told me one of his dudes has wings on the helmet, so it'd be Dark Angels. Yeah, I think so. It sounds very Dark Angel to me. Sounds very Dark Angel to me, dude. But I appreciate that you like what we've done so far with this guy. It's a slow start, man. It's a very slow start. We're just working on the base coats at the moment. Just taking our time, getting back into the swing of things. That's all we're doing on today's stream is base coats. And if I do have the time over the weekend, I will be doing it again tomorrow. But we shall see. What have you been up to, Swiggy? 3 characters, 6 Dragon Knights, 6 Dracolides, and that's all of it. Damn, dude. I'd love to learn the lore from the beginning of all Warhammer stuff. I've seen snippets and something about walking coffins. Dreadnoughts, yes. So, that's the thing with Warhammer. I'm still learning a lot of the lore. And, the lore is... It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, I only know bits and pieces about my favorite factions. Famous battles and defeats. I know bits and pieces about each of the factions. Minus the Votan, I know literally nothing about them. Apart from the fact that they're space dwarves. So yeah, it's a lot of lore to get into. Not to try and scare you off or anything. Okay, just need to make sure I get this bit right. Not messing up the black detail there. Now, I'm pretty sure the Aquila is gold. Let's check. Yes, it is. Just checking the gold details, okay. Turns out this whole thing is gold. This guy has a lot of gold details on him. Let's see. Phoenix, step 1. There are no good guys. Exactly. There are no good guys. Everyone's just as bad as each other. It's a very interesting setting, though. It's very grimdark. It does not shy away from anything. It's a brutal setting, and we all love it. Okay. This bit is also gold. The heat is making it very difficult to work with this paint. It's just drying so fast on the model. Try and get some moisture in that brush. And then on the guard for his sword is also gold. It's got a lot of gold details, people. Now, for that belt buckle, it's not actually gold. It's like a really dark silver color. I'm not actually going to do anything with the sword today for the blades, because I'm going to look at some tutorial videos on power swords. And then I'll make a decision after educating myself on different techniques for power swords. As of right now, I really don't know what I'd like to do to it, so I'd like to make, because he's a character, I'd like to make it a little bit more interesting than just a steel blade. Since he's not a rank and file trooper, I want to put some love into him. Give me 2 seconds to just finish this bit off, and I will check the chat. Okay. Where are we? Loves it already, yeah, lots of blood and gore. Blood for the blood god, yes. What is Khorne? Khorne is the chaos god of basically blood, skulls, violence, anger, and he sits upon a throne made of many, many hundreds of thousands of skulls. Let's see. You're gonna love chaos, yep. Would you rather Votan be dropped from the roster or fleshed out more? Fleshed out more. There's not enough of it for me to really consider ever painting it. They need more. If I was to pledge to any of the chaos gods, which one would it be? Ooh. Oh, that's a tough decision. Either Slaanesh or Khorne. Slaanesh would be my first choice. Slaanesh or Khorne. And only Khorne if I knew I would send to Demon Prince. What about everyone else? If you could choose a chaos god to devote yourself to, which one would it be and why? That'd be an interesting discussion. Whilst I sit here and paint a little toy soldier. And it cost a lot more money than it probably should have. Forgive me for being a bit quiet, guys. I'm doing... I've messed it up already. Never mind. I'll just have to go back over the black on the lanyard. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we're gonna have to correct some of these blacks. Nobody's perfect. We'll still try and continue to be as neat as possible here, though. Damn. I was hoping not to mess that bit up. Alright, just got to try and get those feathers in the corner now without hitting the armor too badly. Get some more moisture on my brush because it is very dry. How's he looking so far, guys? We're getting there. What else is gold here? This part of the sheath is also gold. Don't hit the armor, fellas. Do not hit the armor. There we go. We're making progress, slowly and steady. Fair enough, Cobalt. You'd rather delete yourself than follow a false god. Slanesh, fair enough. I noticed that my white paint dries 2 times faster than others. It can do. Different paints dry at different rates sometimes. Phoenix, I mean, sometimes I think pledging to a false god is good because the Imperium is just as bad, if not worse. That is true. Steven says it looks good, and Swiggy agrees with Steven. Hell yeah. We're getting there slowly and steady, guys. How long have we been going for? 2.5 hours. So I'll take it up to the 3-hour mark. We'll try and get as much done up to that point. And hopefully we can get it finished. Or at least get the base coats finished. Because we're not getting the whole miniature done in that time. That is for damn sure. But hopefully we can get the base coats finished. Like I said, I didn't want to do a long stream today, guys, because I know that my painting streams can usually go upwards of like 7 hours. But not today. Not today. Okay, that didn't go on very smooth, did it? Holy crap. Okay, let's get the other pauldron. Careful here, not to hit the rest of the pauldron. Slow and steady wins the race, people. The paint is just drying so fast on this brush. It's almost coming off dry. instead of sliding off like it's meant to. There we go. Managed to do that without cocking it up, didn't I? I've been working on my biker, cowboy, gunslinger homebrew. I found a great paint for them. Nice. Swiggy has a milkshake. I'm jealous. You can't spell, mate. My spelling skills are not great either. Don't worry about it. How much time we got? About half an hour. We're doing fine. We're doing fine, people. I'm hoping to get all the golds and metals done, and then hopefully we can get the purity seals base coated as well. Just gotta be very careful here where it hits the cape. Lovely. No. Here. Have we missed anything? Okay, so the top of his shins are all gold. This little wreath Aquila thing here is gold. Do you like the old style bolt pistol or the newer style one? I will say I do quite like the new one. I do quite like the newer style of it. Hey Strand, what's going on, man? Don't get me wrong, the old style bolt pistol will always be a classic. But I do quite like the new ones. What about yourself? Which way are you leaning more towards? Get nice coverage on this. I'll tell you one thing for Army Painter though, people. Army Painter metallics cover really, really well. You won't be fighting them like Games Workshop. Man, this guy has a lot of gold details. The new heavy bolt pistol I love, but the regular bolt pistol just looks wrong for some reason. Doesn't look like any kind of bolter. Oh, the heavy bolt pistol looks sick. Absolutely. There we go. Just finished doing this knee pad here. I've got to try and get the back end of it, but I have no idea how my brush is going to reach that angle. Maybe I won't bother? What is pinging on my phone now? Not a clue. Not a Scooby-Doo, but that is the music finished. Let's go and take a look at... Oh yeah, I really did get spammed. Let's try this one. Yeah, let's put that one on. Would you believe I have never used a Games Workshop paint? I believe it. I mean, if you prefer other brands, that's fine, dude. I know that they're not exactly the most popular brand out there anymore. With the Army Painter Fanatic being so popular. Pro Acryl, Duncan Rhodes, Too Thin Coats. You know, I know there's a lot of popular brands out there now apart from Games Workshop, dude, so I mean, if you haven't used them, I believe you. My nose always gets so itchy when I'm doing something important. Like I'm in a really important bit in a game, or I'm painting miniatures, or whatever the case may be. Okay, we've got the victory laurels on his head to do. Because I opted to go for the helmeted version as opposed to the non-helmeted version. I will have to tackle skin at some point, but it is not this day. I just got to make sure I get all these little feathers done proper. They do flare out a little bit. I appreciate that everyone likes my painting, though. I'm not doing anything special, guys. I'm really not. I'm just applying a brush that has paint on it to a miniature. Nothing I'm doing is particularly special. Like, if I can achieve this sort of look at the end of the day, anyone can. Quite easily. It takes time. You know, you're not getting it done in one session, but you can do it. Nothing I do is particularly special. I do base layers, I do shadows and washes, then I do highlights, that's it. That's all I do. And then we've got a little skull on front. that without painting half his head gold. It's not looking too bad, is it? I feel like there's a lot more gold on here I'm missing. No, there's that part at the back, for sure. This part of the scabbard is going to be gold. Since I'm still doing the Tiger Army Challenge, I'm stuck using 50C Kids Paint. Who gave you that challenge again? I'm curious. Was it just yourself? Just finish this bit of scabbard off. I'm pretty sure that'll be all the gold. I will check the picture for reference once again, though. Once I'm confident. No, because we got that bit in his arm still to do here. And then the bits on the sword. I said the blade I will leave for another day. I'm not going to bother base coating it with silver or anything, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the sword yet. Nice and easy. Let's see. Dark side, might have to go at painting my first ever Space Marine for Chappie's challenge. If Primaris Reaver is okay as a model. Got 3 free with a 40k magazine a long time ago. You're a judge, I think. I think I'm actually gonna step out of it and not be a judge at all, if I'm honest. I was not invited to the Q&A, despite being a judge. So I think I'm gonna bow out of it and wish everyone the best of luck with the challenge. But yes, a Reaver is definitely going to be an acceptable model for sure. The Reavers are the ones with the skull masks and the knives and stuff, right? That's the Reavers, right? Ah, I get it, Cobalt. I get it, mate, yeah. Which is fair. You were also on a budget. Yeah, dude. That's usually the biggest thing, isn't it? Being on a budget. And I totally get that myself. As my budget is usually quite tight for this sort of thing. I know it doesn't look that way given all my paints and tools, but these are paints and tools that were bought over the course of years. But yeah, I get it, dude. I understand. I've just read that one. I was looking at it thinking, hang on, did I read that comment? Yes, I did. But yeah, nothing I'm doing is very special, guys, as far as techniques are concerned. They're all very basic techniques. Anyone can do them. If you have the patience for it, anyone can do them. This heat is making it very difficult though, because the paint is drying on my brush before I really have a chance to apply it to the model. Which is extremely unfortunate. Oh, it's okay, Darkside. I'm not too fussed by it, mate. I'm not too fussed. There's a lot of detail on this sword, though. Be interesting. I'm thinking about going for like a, or at least attempting a proper power sword look, you know, with like blue lightning and stuff sizzling through it, crackling through the sword. But I need to look at some guides and tutorials first on YouTube before I even try and attempt that myself, because that is definitely not something I've done before. Go. Right, is anything else gold? No, yeah, we've missed one. It's right there on his forearm. And I hit the bloody armor, of course I did. Gotta be more careful. It's okay, we've got tidying up with blacks and Mephiston red to do, so it's not an issue. Just gotta be more careful. There we go. And my hand is getting really sweaty now, so it's not holding the brush steady. Right. Clean up with the reds tomorrow on that one. Let's have a look at our reference picture. We have 15 minutes left on the clock. Would I try object source lighting? No! No! No, I would not. Yep, pretty sure that's all the gold. Alright. With that done, let's get the bases on the purity seals next, I think. So that'll be Rakarth Flesh. No, 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 no. We're not doing object source lighting. No, no, no. I think when I do try object source lighting, it'll be with the Star Wars miniatures, with the lightsabers and stuff, you know? That's when I think I'm going to really give OSL a proper shot. You're sat here bobbing your head like a 5-year-old. I'm like that sometimes, mate. Like, I participate in these Red Dead Redemption roleplay servers, and when somebody's talking to me, I'm sat here nodding my head like they can't fucking see me. They have no idea I'm nodding my head in agreement. Don't worry, I do it too, mate. Just running that through the mixer real quick. That should do it. Alright, let's get the base down for these purity seals. Now, I'm all caught up on the chat, so I can sit here and work. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so for object source lighting, when it comes to like lightsabers and other things like that, I think is probably the best time for me to practice OSL. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. It depends how this miniature goes, to be fair, mate. Because he's holding the sword away from him. You know, there's not much... If anything, the light would be shining away from him. If he was holding the sword in front of him or something, I could probably get away with it a bit more. But the sword's just not that close to him. Do you know what I mean? Korokon, gonna be lurking, and as I get some rest, good painting, buddy. Alright, buddy, no problem. I mean, I'm only live for another 12 minutes, but I appreciate it, my guy. Thanks for popping by. Do 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 do. I've just got to be very careful now, because I don't want to have to do tons of cleanup work. And it doesn't help my hands are getting shaky with this heat. So on the next live stream for this guy, we will then do the shading and base highlights, not the advanced highlights, the base ones. I think is probably the best course of action, and depending how quickly we get through that, we might be able to get the shield and the power plant done as well. Purity seal up there. Yeah, on my OSL, the sword was right next to his helmet, so it worked better. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if his sword was closer, it would definitely be worth a shot, you know? Alas, 'tis not the case with this guy. But I definitely want to try OSL. I think it could look pretty damn cool. My hands are shaking like crazy. But I'll just have to save it for the lightsabers, I think. Because you can't do lightsabers without object source lighting. Like, you just can't. It doesn't look right. I thought for sure you had more purity seals in this. Maybe the rest are on the other models. Other bits of the model, sorry. Indeed. Okay. What does everyone think, by the way? Should I try and do the black on the foot there, like it's in the picture art? Or should I try and do something else? Because in the art, he's got the black boot with the flames coming out of it. What does everyone think of that? He just ordered some Army Painter fluorescence as well to practice some glow effects. Which fluorescence did you buy? Because I want to pick up some myself. That'd be very interesting to know, bud, if you don't mind sharing. And he's dropped his bloody thing again. Alright, I think that's a good place to leave it for today, guys. Data system glow and lens flare. That's cool, man. The nail polish brushes work well, I recommend them. Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely. 20 Eldar Rangers complete. Nice. Pro Acryl White. I still need to get some Pro Acryl White, absolutely. Alright, boys and girls, I'm leaving it there for today. That's almost 3 hours of painting done. And we managed to get most of the base layers. So tomorrow, if I do go live, we need to get the base layers for the actual wax bits for the purity seals. Then we need to do the cleanup work from all the mistakes we've made from this. We need to get the leather and leather bit done for this holster. We need to get the metal done for the belt buckle, the sword handles, the wrapping on those, and the sheath as well. And then I need to pick a color for the plume, and then we can start going into shading and all the rest of it. But there we go. Day one. We've got some base colors down. Not looking too bad at all, is it? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for being here. Before we go, let's have a look and see if we hit the like goal. Our survey says 1 away. We're 1 away from the like goal. Never mind. We were almost there. But hey, everyone that was hanging out today, I couldn't even name all of you because there's been so many of you hanging out today. You know, I much appreciate it. It's been really awesome to see all of you guys back after my long absence of not doing painting. Like I said, the plan is to come back and do some more tomorrow. I'll keep you all in the loop in the Discord. Till then, bye-bye for now.
In the spotlight, they rise to fame. Finest fellas, remember the name. Guitars blazing, they rock the scene. Streaming glory, living the dream. Charging up, can't bring us down. In the chaos, we're owning this town. Raise the horns, it's showtime now. Finest fellas will take the bow. With metal hearts, we'll never yield. In the virtual arena, we own the field. We own the field. People tune in, watching the fight. Their energy streams igniting the night. With every riff, the crowd goes wild.